common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
It is a beautiful, kind of cold Monday morning. We were kind of snowed in over the weekend. We have 12 inches of snow here in St. Louis, Missouri. Put a damper on some things we wanted to do. We were going to do a Patreon-only live show this weekend, but unfortunately, with the snow conditions, we couldn't really do that. I wasn't about to drive downtown to the studio here to do that. So maybe this Saturday, depending on Todd's schedule, we'll have our Patreon-only live show. While we're talking about Patreon, shout out to the 6 new patrons that we have got since January 1st. Welcome to Patreon, all the perks, and the Discord chat as well. So glad to have you.
Hold on, I got some interrupting news. A Twitch streamer nets a 20.49 Bitcoin donation.
Holy moly.
Dang, where's mine at?
Holy cow.
Shit.
Somebody streaming on Twitch got a 20 Bitcoin donation. Any of you guys got 20 Bitcoins to donate us here at Learn Crypto?
Sick nerd.
Crazy.
Wow. That's wild.
We're going to talk about Tron a little bit, whether it's really just a poop coin and all hype and a marketing genius behind it, or is it actually a gold standard for protocol tokens moving forward? Will their platform be able to sustain the first BitTorrent token that should be coming out that has millions and millions of users? We're going to talk about an article, talk about some of the behind the scenes I know, and of course get your guys' opinion on Tron and TRX as a project and as a trading coin. We're also going to talk about Bakkt. Bakkt made an acquisition overnight, trying to expand its reach in cryptocurrencies while they sit here and continue to wait for the CFTC approval. And then Neo's co-founder, for some reason, is talking about Ethereum. What's he saying? Is he saying it's cheap? Is he saying it's good? Well, we'll find out here shortly. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and leave a comment in the comment section below with your Rapids RPD address or your Telegram handle if you are part of the Rapids tip bot. We will be giving away 10,000 coins live during our next live show. We do have to announce a winner from our last live show as well, so hopefully one of you guys that are tuning in today win that live on air.
Javi, send me that 20 doji, but don't let Nick know. I don't want to split it with him.
Oh, man. I need that.
Maybe the dancing girls will start accepting doji.
Doji's about to go to the moon, so I need that 10. Give me my half. All right, guys, let's get started. Shout out to everyone in here, all the normal faces, all the new faces, and let's see what's going on here. Market capitalization at $124.3 billion. We are down probably, I would say, $10 billion since our last live show we did. Bitcoin dominance, it remains the exact same at 52.2%. Bitcoin is up 4% today, back up to 3,700 range. We know that we did see a couple stair steps lower. Todd, if you did not see it, we didn't go live on Thursday, but 4 days ago, Todd did do a technical analysis recorded video. Bitcoin sell-off, what's next? Gave some price targets and some Elliott wave counts, well, that are working out so far, so I'm sure he will talk about that. And also, that same night, I did, a news and fundamental recording video, so you might want to watch that, talking about a potential new Bitcoin ETF. We all know about VanEck ETF coming. It's either going to get approved or declined on February 27th of 2019. But there is a new ETF in town, and they think they have the answer to become the first Bitcoin ETF with physical delivered numbers from Bakkt Exchange as part of what makes up its index, as well as some other news, fundamentals, and trading over there as well. So make sure to watch those. We're seeing some green across the board. Ethereum is up 10.5%. If you're a part of our Discord, I said that I was swapping out a large majority of my Litecoin for Ethereum, as I think that it will outperform LTC heading into the Constantinople hard fork for Ethereum on January 16th. If you hold Ethereum, I think this upgrade could be pretty vital to the scaling effects of Ethereum, as well as taking it to proof of stake. And pretty much if you hold it on Binance or Coinbase, and I think BitTorrent confirmed it as well, you do absolutely nothing. They're going to support the fork. You are not generating a new coin, but you are just getting the protocol upgraded version of the Ethereum coin that we all know and love. Big winners today are Augur up 23%, Tron up 21%, but man, it got hammered. It did wick up to around 830 Satoshis and fell hard to 600 sats. If you were in Discord, somebody asked, and I said that I would sell at 730 in any further rally. That would have put a sell around 739 sats. And I think even with this 21% move, yeah, we're still below that at 708 sats. But that thing got deep, as low as 600 sats or something like that. That was a crazy sell-off off the top there, as hype was driving that price clearly. We also have Raven up 19%, Holo up 14%. This is one I keep talking about and keep missing entry points. We're going to try to find something out here on Holo, one that it definitely has my interest. And then we got Zilliqa, which we've been talking on and off about for the past few months, up 11%. Let's toss it over to the Toddfather. Let's see some charts. The software, I think, is working. So what you got counts on BTC? What are some of the other large cap coins looking like?
I didn't know you blew out a Litecoin. You blew out a Litecoin for Ethereum?
It's over in Discord earlier this morning. You
take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So, all right, this is the usual trading view chart. I'm starting these. This has got the Elliott wave count because I don't want that on my Wyckoff charts. And as old people know, I throw the Elliott wave on top of some of the Wyckoff. And I did do the video Thursday when I was not feeling too well. And we'd had this breakdown, so I had kind of changed my counts where I thought this was going to be a 5 waves down, which kind of exactly what we had. I'd done that when we just had this first break. I thought we'd probably fall below this 35.25 level, come back down here near these support levels again. 34.40 has always been an important level for us, so we did come down and check that. And I think there's some type of 1, 2, or AB. I think the low is in here again. I think it will keep working higher. I'd mentioned this before. The long shorts on Bitcoin was a little troublesome up here at the highs because the shorts came off so much. Shorts have not increased on the way down, which still is a little troublesome. It wouldn't stop a rally back to 4,200, 4,400, I don't think. But that's still something to watch. If we now go to the Wyckoff charts, I'm going to show this on a 3-month as well here in just a second. But we've had this ABC correction again, same type of chart. You've had the OP here, which is volume, has actually gone to new lows, which will be a little easier to see here in a minute. And then we had a technometer come down. Actually, that's a 30.39. So that was extremely oversold. Bitcoin USD. 38 is considered oversold. That was a 30. I think I saw 29 briefly. So if you take that same chart and to go to a 3-month chart, you can see here, this is showing it on a little longer term basis. The OP went to another new low for this whole move, and Bitcoin's holding higher, and it came down to the oversold level that I just showed you here. So, on the daily chart, that's a pretty good setup. I would think this is a test of this low at the 31.30 or whatever it was we did there. So I really think, again, this is a 1, 2 to the upside or an AB. If you do an Elliott wave for Wyckoff, it's just we've had a lot of down volume come in here while price held, and it is oversold on volume. So I would think we'd get some type of rally here. If we come back down and give up that 34.40, if we give up this low at 34.30 or so, then I'd have to think, as we've been saying, we're headed to new lows, maybe 2,800 or something for a scare. But right now I'm bullish and looking for still higher prices. So we're going to let Nick do a few things. We'll come back, go over a few stock charts and a few other things.
Sweet. Bitcoin Jedi. So really we're still keen off that 34.40 level. I even sent out a quick tweet as we did have the sell-off over the weekend. If we remain over 3440, I'm still content. If we broke that, then we do have the price target of 2.8K to 3K Bitcoin, setting new lows in place for this market cycle in Bitcoin's history here. We do have Bitcoin Jedi saying poor LTC is losing more love. I still like LTC. I still think they're going to have a bright future. The reason I did that in Discord is I just felt, as we started to see a little bit of green with the Ethereum hard fork in 2 days, that Ethereum will outperform LTC in the short term. It is outperforming double its performance so far today. And I'm kind of taking that gamble there that ETH will outperform, and then I can take off the profits and move it back into an Litecoin position when deems fit. We got no major questions over here. A couple people making comments pertaining to Tron and others. We'll talk about that article here in a second. And if you guys have any coins that you want Ty to do technical analysis on, hopefully you can pull it up on TradingView or the Pulse of the Market charting software, as well as any stocks or equities as well. So let me see. What am I? I guess a lot of people are talking about Tron, so I guess we're going to talk about it. You know, this has had major swings up to the upside, major swings here recently to the downside. So what's going on? Obviously, there's a lot of hype around Tron right now with its BitTorrent partnership and the fact that apparently BitTorrent is saying they will put their tokens on the Tron blockchain, kind of like you would see, you know, an ERC20 on Ethereum's blockchain, which a lot of people think will drive a lot of new users to Tron's protocol layer and give a nice value proposition to TRX. Or will it not? So this is from an ex-employee. Some people are like, oh, maybe he's a disgruntled ex-employee, but it's not only about that. I'll tell you some other information I have after I read the article, but it doesn't seem like this ex-employee is too disgruntled and lays out a lot of facts. So you guys can have your own opinion on it. I've been trying to dig deeper and find my own research. Now, the thing is, the tech behind TRX really isn't going to affect market price for the large majority. A large majority are either massive community members, massive holders, or going to be blindfolded, or don't really simply know how to read code, etc. So it's not going to affect the short-term price manipulation, if that's what you want to call it for TRX, but it might affect the long-term viability of Tron as a platform and the TRX native currency. Ex-employee says Tron can't handle BitTorrent's crypto token, will likely use a different network. Former chief strategy officer at BitTorrent believes that Tron won't be able to manage BitTorrent's high rate of transactions. His statement comes only a few days after Tron announced that it was going to launch BitTorrent crypto tokens on Binance Launchpad. Quote, I suspect that what they are really going to do is they'll do it on some central server. They will wave their hands and say, oh, look, it's a Lightning Network for Tron or something along those lines and pretend it's Tron-based, but it's not. It's really not. He said that even though Tron claimed that its TPS rate was higher than Ethereum's, it was a lie. If BitTorrent used the TRX network in the future, it would literally destroy it. I mean, I guess he's kind of comparing it to what CryptoKitties did to Ethereum there for a little bit, where Tron network will become bottlenecked and the fees will become so high that it really isn't even able to be utilized. Tron just a marketing machine. Moore said that tokenizing BitTorrent was a good idea because it would increase the speed of the network. Thus, before leaving his position in July 2018, he went to Tron's offices in China and met Justin Sun himself. Morse observed that Sun was skilled at marketing, but wasn't aware of technical aspects of the network. That's not very good for a founder. After noting Sun's actions in response to criticism, Morse decided that Tron's acquisition of BitTorrent wasn't going to be successful. He believes that the project will assure the public that they are following the original idea no matter what happens. Tron is basically a marketing machine layered on a very thin veneer of technology. Also agreeing with that would be Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, as he in the past has called out Tron for copying and pasting their white paper and having false technical specifications when compared to Ethereum. So that is kind of two strikes against Tron there. Also, from personal experience, I have been talking with developers from a couple, I'm going to keep it private, but well-known multi-currency wallets. They said that they have integrated Tron in the past or have looked to integrate Tron. They said that the network was a little bit spotty and that the development team for Tron was a little disorganized, really leaving, one of them said that they had the egg splattered on their face because they added Tron, they're having issues, and now it looks bad on their end when really it is the spottiness of the underlying Tron blockchain that is causing issues within their multi-currency wallet. Now, I know some of you really like Tron, some of you hate it. For me, it's always been kind of a trading token. You know, it has these massive rallies like we just saw. I like to sell it and look for a lower entry to maybe accumulate a little more Bitcoin or USD. If you guys have any high-level opinion on Tron, whether good or bad, throw it in the comments section. I don't want you to say, oh, it's a scam, and I don't want you to say it's going to the moon. If you have anything constructive criticism, throw it in there. Now, I do know this is an ex-employee of BitTorrent, but then I also have my information from developers that do create wallets, which I thought was kind of interesting timing with this article being released, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, BitTorrent has a ton of users, so if they can actually implement it on Tron's blockchain, that means a lot of potential for user growth and a lot of transaction fees and maybe a nice value proposition for TRX if they make, you know, the TRX be the gas for this application. But I don't know if that's going to be feasible from what I'm seeing so far. And, you know, my opinion, Justin Sun has always been that, hey, he's a brilliant networker, brilliant marketer. But that's kind of always been my opinion of what they have going on there for Tron. You know, kind of like what happened with Verge with an announcement, and then you see a dump because the actual announcement isn't near as great as you kind of thought it was going to be. What's going on in the chat box over here, Todd? I see you texting away, not paying attention.
I got a lot of shit going on.
Montana Crypto Love says, I trade TRX and get master nodes with the profits. Shout out to you. Bart says, Tron now up 20% on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, it's one of the biggest winners today. But you got to zoom out there a little bit because it did reach around 800 Satoshis, dumped all the way to 600, and I think it's still around 708 Satoshis or 700 Satoshis right now.
I'd say a good trading coin.
Yeah. Johnny M. Cool says, TRX hype machine has made up so much hype. Don't cry if it burns you.
Crypto Hunter says, let the bull run begin.
There you go. We shall see. Well, it doesn't seem like you guys have too much of an opinion on Tron. Maybe I'll get some haters in the comment section later. But really, I just wanted to read the article, also give you my behind-the-scenes information from multi-currency developers, from multi-currency wallet developers, and then kind of get your guys' opinion.
Can I give it the toilet flush, or will that make everybody mad?
That might make everybody mad.
I would just trade it. That's all I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I just call it a trading coin because you can look at, I mean, it goes through such massive ebbs and flows, and also right now it is already a large cap coin. It's ranked like number 8, and I would feel much more secure with my money invested in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, really anything, even XRP over Tron personally at these market cap levels. And that's saying a lot for me. You got some technical analysis you want to go over or what?
Yep. First, I'm going to quickly go over some stocks. This is the SPY in front of us. I gave a sell, what was it, Thursday, I believe it was. I think I gave a sell Wednesday, Thursday up here at resistance. We've kind of got sideways. Technometer's 49. I think we have some type of pullback here, or maybe we run up for a couple more days. I still think then you'll see an ABC back down. I'm going to see something down here, 245, 247. And maybe repurchase there. So, again, I am mostly flat. Might get a little short if we get some type of rally here the next couple of days. Here's Square. I said to sell that as well that day. We was about 66.20, so a little bit lower on the sell there. The Square has given us extremely good trades, and I would expect another one. You can see Technometer got as high as 54. We're down to 47 already with price holding sideways. So once again, I like Square longer term. I think that's still going to be extremely good longer term, but I think the next few months probably get a chance to trade it quite a bit. I also wanted to go over, real quick, a couple guys mentioning pot stocks. We got CGC, Canopy Growth. That's one that we had a previous buy back here. It did go lower and give a few more oversold readings. Here was one, which actually was exact low. We were bullish this Monday morning. Stocks in general didn't really give a buy on weed stocks. I don't trade them a lot. We did get overbought here on the way out, but you don't want to sell an overbought reading when you have big volume coming in like this and really a breakaway, breakaway action here. We're at 55. So we could slow up a little bit. Tilray is another one. It's had a run from like 68 to 105, I think the high was. We had a much early buy in there, and got oversold again down on these days, but and never have really gotten a sell. Got close to it at yesterday's high, and then still UUP short the dollar. I still got that trade on. I'm short from the day of the high. I've got to stop here. We're extremely oversold, so we could bounce higher here for an ABC up. Maybe take my stop out. I'm not sure. So, and two other things. I want to go back to Galaxy Holding. This is Novogratz. I mentioned it here on the day of the low that I think I would have bought that down there to $1. We're at $1.50. You might get a chance to buy this again, but I think this is still one that's extremely oversold, crushed with all the crypto, and I think that's probably a home run looking out a few years. And Avita Medical, I'm going to show that again. This is one I talked about before when it perked up. Let's see if we can get this chart up. It came down to about $1.10 with the markets coming down. I talked about this back here around $1.35, I think it was. We had a quick run to over $2, back down to $1. That's pretty good action considering how bearish the U.S. stock market's been. If you want a low-priced, higher risk stock, I think this could be interesting. Again, like to buy it on another pullback, but I think that one's going still quite a bit higher. So then we're going to go back to cryptos. This is Litecoin USD. Same type of chart as the Bitcoin I just had up, but you'll see we didn't do an ABC flat correction. We've kind of done really a running correction. We could have came back down below like 27.50. Instead, we held 29.50. So Litecoin even stronger than Bitcoin. Normally with Wyckoff, you want to be long, strong coins, strong stocks. We did get the oversold technometer here yesterday on the day of the low. So, and same thing here. OP has gone to new lows. You can see over here at last night's close, and price again, higher highs, higher lows. So Litecoin still looks good to me. So we will check that one out. I think that leads us higher. What else you got going on?
I'm trying to read a couple questions here. Lammy J says, Nick, I got a bed this morning and decided today is the day I buy PundyX. What is the difference between the two tokens, and is it still a buy? So, Lammy, you are part of the Discord. I did tell you guys to buy at 9 and 10 Satoshi, so I don't know where you've been, Lammy. Because now PundyX is 13 sets. So there's, I assume you're referring to NPX, or what is it? God, NXPS? I can't even remember the acronym for PundyX now.
NXPS, sounds right.
NPXS?
I was going to say.
There it is. NPXS, and then the NPXS XEM, which is the newer one, I assume. I just own NPXS. That is the ERC20 version. That's the original version. The new one, the XEM, is actually a utility token for the NEM version of the point of sale device that Pundy does have. Now that might be, they have a way lower token supply. They are doing ROI just like the PundyX, but right now it's on smaller exchanges. It's kind of a newer token that is going to be built directly on the NEM protocol platform, which does have something like 4,000 transactions per second, I believe. So they're trying to create a point-of-sale system built on that blockchain specifically. So we'll see what happens with that one. I would have to dig a little deeper to see if I would want to hold the NEM version of it. Right now, like I said, I hold the original version, the ERC20 version that is available on Binance. I gave reasons on why I would buy at 9 and 10 sats, and the ROI has decreased to slightly over 2% per month. I think it's like 2.18% per month if you hold it in the Binance wallet. Is it still a buy here? Todd, do you have a chart? I mean, right now I think it's around 13 Satoshis. If you think that, I would much rather try to get filled around 12 or 11 personally. I think there's a very small buy order at 12 on Binance, so I think that might get gobbled up. But, like I said, it's a hard call to make, as I did go on live on air and in Discord and recommend buying around 9 and 10 Satoshis.
I do not have that chart up now.
What else we got going on? Bitcoin Jetta says, Nick, once Square updates their firmware to accept all their point-of-sale systems, Pundi is dead. Well, there you go. I've talked about this in the past. This is why I never FOMO'd into Pundi, even when it came off of... Can you believe that Pundi X... Let's see what this thing was worth. If this will load. Pundi X at the highs was worth something like 255 Satoshis. And we even had people in the community that when Pundi did have its miniature rally and got it around 25 sats, they were going all in on Pundi. I said I would still wait, and my concern was something just like that Square is a traditional competitor that has the recognition that can do a firmware update to essentially add cryptocurrency acceptance in all of the venues that Square's already integrated, which does mean some competition from Pundi. Now, does Pundi have a viable product? Yes, I've seen it in action, multiple videos, etc. Their target market is a little different than Square as well, as they're targeting Asia and some of those other countries over there, which Square really isn't in those marketplaces, even though there is other traditional competitors in those as well. But I felt that at 9 and 10 Satoshis, Pundi X was a buy. It is up to 13 sats now, and you do earn a 2.18% ROI per month for staking or holding those tokens as well.
I'm going to go back and ask about the Nifty 50. I mean, I don't have that on my software. I do have, this is the Dow Jones in front of us. I'd had this up middle of last week. This is current for the Dow Jones, so this was a big correction that we had down. I still think we're doing an ABC, the upside. So whether we've done the A already or whether we're going to pop up for another few days, like I mentioned, I think you'll get a B wave down here, which you could buy, purchase Square, some of those, probably some of the pot stocks, if they would come off. And then I think we're going to get a rally up here again to get everybody bullish. And then another ABC back down, do a triangle, or maybe this C wave. You know, the C wave might come down here, scare everybody out, and do something like that. Then I think that's still going to be led to new highs in stocks, which, as I've been saying, I think that brings all the animal spirits to the cryptos, and we run them to new highs. So that's kind of my thinking at the moment.
Boom. What do we got going on over here as well? Got a couple more things. Rob G says, Nick, did you go over TRX yet? Yes, we did. It was quite a mouthful, so I would recommend going back and rewatching that after this is over. It was the first news article we did, so after the intro, Todd did some charts, then I went straight into TRX. And then Bart says, I use the Ledger Nano S for offline storage. That is the way to go. If you don't know, Ledger just came out with, or they have pre-orders for Ledger Nano X. Pretty much it's going to be a massive upgrade for storage. You can have up to 100 cryptocurrencies wallets stored on their applications. So you don't, right now I think they only can hold 4 or 5. So it's kind of annoying if you hold more than 4 or 5 cryptos. You got to uninstall a wallet and then install a different one in order to store them all. This is supposed to be able to hold 100 of them. On top of that, it's got some new features as well. And it does have Bluetooth capability with your mobile phone. So now your cold storage that you usually had locked away, you can actually bring with you, have all your cryptos in cold storage, but if you need to buy a cup of coffee or buy something at the store, you're going to be able to Bluetooth to it, get enough crypto to make the purchase at whatever it may be. Hopefully, Starbucks or Microsoft will be first with their partnership with Bakkt and wherever it goes here in the future. So I'll check that out. If you do get a hardware wallet, we do have a $5 referral link in the comment in the description below that we would love for you guys to click on. All right, let's get into another article real quick. We just talked about the Bakkt partnership with Starbucks and Microsoft. Well, actually, they just had their first acquisition. A lot of people were like, oh, did Bakkt get bought? Is it not happening? No, that's not what happened at all. They used some of that $182 million they raised in their recent funding in order to buy the infrastructure and client base of another company, expanding Bakkt's risk management, compliance, and treasury operations. Our mission is to build the first integrated institutional-grade exchange, traded markets, and custody solution for physically delivery of digital assets. In parallel, we're building a secure, scalable platform for transacting with digital assets so that our regulated ecosystem serves consumers, merchants, and institutions. To advance that effort, I'm pleased to share that we have entered into an agreement to acquire certain assets of Rosenthal Collins Group, or RCG, an independent futures commission merchant with nearly 100 years of earning clients' trust. In December, RCG announced the sale of all of its customer accounts to Marex Spectron, one of the world's largest commodity brokers. As part of that transaction, our aim was to purchase certain valuable assets related to developing our platform. We expect to close the transaction in February and are excited to welcome members of RCG team to Bakkt. Now, what kind of hint do you get here? The downside to this is they're saying we plan on closing the transaction in February. To me, that signals to me that Bakkt even believes that with the recent government shutdowns in the United States, that their January 24th launch date, or hoping launch date for the approval of CFTC, will be pushed back once again, because they're saying that this transaction will not even be officially closed in February. And I'm sure they want to kind of merge all these integrations together before they actually even have their official launch. So that's the one downside I did find in this article. This acquisition underlines the fact we're not standing still as we await regulatory approval by the CFTC for the launch of regulated trading in our crypto markets. Our vision is to bring digital assets into the mainstream by enabling efficient transactions between consumers and merchants. Distributed ledger technology has the potential to contribute to a lean, modern transaction platform that is compatible with existing merchant infrastructure. With DLT and cryptocurrencies are early in their development, we are committed to expanding the use of this technology to promote choice by building a fair, efficient platform for digital assets globally. I still believe that Bakkt is going to be the first bull catalyst. This is great that they're spending some money to try to expand their web. Now they're not just trying to do physically delivered futures contracts, but also custody of these digital assets, and then create maybe another competitor for Pundi or Square, as it seems that they want to facilitate transactions, which would make sense with their partners being Starbucks and Microsoft, as those are companies that deal with the purchasing of products and consumer purchasing as well. Again, I don't know if I should look too much into the fact that they said that this will be finalized in February, if that means that they know they're going to get pushed back again. Maybe they were going to integrate this infrastructure later down the road, but I think that's the only little concern I have here, as that would knock it past what we were hoping for was January 24th for the eventual launch of the Bakkt exchange.
They picked up, what, $180 million of funding?
182
so they're not going anywhere. They've never left to be back, I don't think. So, and it needs to come ASAP, I guess, but that's going to be good news whenever it hits anyway.
That is for sure.
So,
well, let's do this.
When it hits.
Let's do this giveaway real quick while we're at it, and we'll see what's going on.
The giveaway.
Giveaway from last week's live. Whoa, 1.5K views. We'll take that in this bear market. Can't complain about that. Shout out. We are on our way to 6,200 subscribers. I think we're at 6,175 or something like that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And as a token of our appreciation, we like to try to do these giveaways when funding permits, of course.
Gonna have to give away another course, I guess.
That's true. All right, the winner is... Who do we got here? Sandra Huggins. Let me see if I can do this in the tip bot over here.
Sandra Huggins.
She did give me a Telegram handle.
That was a new subscriber I ran across her. Jim Arndt, maybe, or something like that.
Man, I don't know why
Thanks
I'm
for
not
that.
Jump forward here on this desktop app. That is pretty stupid. I'm just going to do this on my cell phone. And if you guys are on the tip bot, you can confirm it. Let's do that. All right, Sandra, you're going to go ahead and get yourself 10,000 RPD tokens with the click of a button. /tip at Sandra, or at Moneylinks is your name.
I'm going to take over the screen because we here on the alumni page at Learn Crypto, 2 more students to the Wyckoff and Crypto course, Julian Carruthers and Richard Bleiberg. So welcome to the community. If you need anything, hit me up. I'm usually always available.
There you go.
So,
you guys have any charts that you want Todd to take a
available.
look at, or what? What do we got going on here? I have one more article that I can talk about if need be. Oh, then looky here. Go ahead and take this. I think you guys can see that. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more. But here's the Rapids tip bot. And if you see here, I said tip Moneylinks 10,000. You won the giveaway. And there you go. The Rapids tip bot. Stunad 620 tip 10,000 RPD to Moneylinks. So there you go. There's the winner. That's how it works. If you want to participate, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below with your RPD wallet address. Or join the Rapids tip bot group. And you can just give me your Telegram handle. Here we go. So why is the NEO co-founder Eric Zhang says Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin? Now, I got to reading this, and really that's not what I took from this article. I'm not going to read all this, as this was a massive write-up talking about the technical specs behind Ethereum and NEO, but I will say that you guys know I hold NEO, and I've recently done some swing trades on it for the Discord members, and I'm going to continue to hold those for the gas gains, and after reading this, it really made me want to maybe add to my bag. NEO appears to be losing ground in the popularity contest, at least lately. In the glory days of 2017, the Chinese Ethereum was a top 10 cryptocurrency with unstoppable potential. You might have recognized that. It did swap from Ant shares. It was $7, ran up well into the over $100. NEO was touted as being faster, better, and capable of handling way more transactions than other major networks, of which include Ethereum. The crypto community may be losing interest in NEO, but the co-founder Eric Zhang isn't losing any sleep. In fact, ask him what NEO price is on any given day, and chances are he hasn't even checked. Quote, "I don't care about NEO's price and market capitalization at all," he told me. When asked what he thinks about NEO always being called the Chinese Ethereum, here is his reply. "The labeling is hype. We never introduced NEO this way, and I personally am against this labeling." So unlike Justin Sun, who was all about the hype, the NEO founders here said they didn't create that label at all. Instead, that was created by the likes of probably us, content creators, YouTubers, crypto Twitters, investors, etc., kind of dumbing down what NEO is in order for people to understand it and want to invest, use, and speculate in the NEO token as well as gas. He goes on to explain that he has nothing against Ethereum. However, he calls it a great project, but he reaffirms that the two blockchains are very different. So what are the key differences between NEO and Ethereum then? Quote, "NEO and Ethereum both have their own tokens. They can all run Turing complete smart contracts, but they also have a big difference. First, their consensus mechanisms are different. Ethereum uses proof of work algorithm, and we know with the fork in 2 days, they will be starting to incorporate proof of stake as well. I believe they're going to be a proof of work and proof of stake hybrid that will eventually become 100% proof of stake, while NEO uses DBFT algorithm. Second, their smart contract development languages are very different. Ethereum uses a domain-specific language called Solidity. Some have said that it's kind of easy or hard to develop on Ethereum, depending if you actually know that language. And why NEO stands out is because it uses general-purpose languages with a large number of developers, such as C, which if you guys even went to college for a math degree, science, or whatever, you might have learned C++, Python, Java, Golang, JavaScript, etc., allowing way more developers to have the opportunity to develop on NEO, as it does incorporate many different coding languages. Ethereum wants to be a world computer that cannot be stopped, while NEO wants to serve as a smart economy. There is a ton of this thing just keeps going on and on and on. My main takeaway from this was that people were kind of like, well, if he's talking about Ethereum, is he leaving NEO for Ethereum? No, that's not what's happening at all. He's giving props to Ethereum, saying that it has solidified its spot here at the top of the cryptocurrency charts. And although NEO has taken a massive hit and had some FUD going its way, they are still building away, working on scaling solutions to increase transaction throughput. And they believe they have the more valuable protocol platform, with the fact that they do have multiple development languages available, and they up until this point they haven't run into the same scaling issues that Ethereum has had. They are able to build on their current network to avoid these scaling issues moving forward with all the hackathons that they've been doing. I think their next hackathon is actually in Seattle. So if you're in the area, I think that you probably won't be on one of the teams, but I think those might be open to the public to kind of evaluate and see what's going on there behind the scenes. So a little bit of info on NEO, not too much.
I want to check out the chat box. They say we don't watch it, but obviously we do. Obviously some long-term members are saying that, but what do you think of XRP Shift CEO meeting? If you got a comment on that, I don't.
I don't give a rat's comment. Have not seen it. I can look at it. Oh, XRP Swift meeting. Haven't seen it.
And actually, real quick, I'm going to run a disclaimer. We'll be right back.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns.
All right, we're right back.
All right. What these some charts that I want you to maybe take a look at? Maybe you can take a look at the TRX chart or the ZIL chart, Neblio, Ontology.
I got a few charts. I mean, the software, I'm missing a few days on some of these other coins. The developers are making some changes that I requested like last Thursday. But here's like Digibyte. I mean, the chart's going to somewhat be the same. I think we've done a 1, 2, or an AB. So this one did the little flat correction on Digibyte. I think you can be long that and keying off these lows like I would with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, any of them. So ZRX is definitely not as strong. It came down, almost went to a new low, but it has had a little rally here the last 24 hours, so same type of thing. If you wanted to key off those. Otherwise, I think if you're longer term, I think you buy any of these coins down here that you like. So
somebody said, here we go. Patrick Rooney said, Nick, is it 32 ETH to stake it? Might not be a bad way to earn passively right now since it's relatively cheap. Reddit might be a great way to make big bucks during the next bull. So I know that the proposal by Vitalik Buterin was something like 1,500 Ethereum in order to stake. That is ridiculous. I know that for Casper, they reduced that to 32 ETH. Now, for Constantinople, I don't know what they decided on, but I do know that there will be Ethereum staking pools, kind of like mynodepool.com for Linda, Rapids, and the coins that are over there, where you can stake even less than 1 Ethereum, but your daily payouts will obviously be a percentage of that staking pool, so it'll be a small amount. So I've not heard any finite numbers for the Constantinople fork. The 32 that you've probably heard whispered was for for Casper, which I don't know if that's going to apply to in 2 days here or not. So I'll keep you posted as soon as I know. But regardless, yeah, if you hold Ethereum, I think that's why you're going to see Ethereum outperform Litecoin, like I said, for the swap, because I think they're going to be in the news headlines for the next 2 days. And also, once people get more information pertaining to proof of stake is becoming very popular because it allows people who don't have the mining equipment to participate in passive income opportunities in the ecosystem, which obviously is very favorable during a bear market. So I think if you own any ETH, you'll be all right because you can just use a staking pool. But ideally, you will meet the minimum solo threshold, as you will earn much more ETH here in the bear market. And like you said, once this thing turns around, you're earning some ETH. You know, I used to mine ETH. Things look real nice as the bull market comes back.
Carrie's not here. She's down at Walt Disney World. She ran a marathon yesterday. Be back Wednesday, I believe.
Jay Way says Neo is on sale. Only a dummy can't see that. There you go. We had a buy here at lower levels over in the Discord and on the live show. We talked about it. And after reading that article I did today, I would look up the URL if you want to read all the details. I didn't want to bore you guys, but it led me to believe that I think I need to add a little more Neo to my bag and continue accumulating the monthly gas payout. If you hold it in the Neon wallet, which is a desktop wallet, or you can hold it in Binance as well.
Jay Way, you're shilling every coin, I think, on the face of the universe.
There you go.
And I don't know who DaVinci J15 is.
Jay Way is talking about BNB, Binance coin. Now, why is that interesting? I think that we're going to have a little bit of a pullback on BNB because the trading competition either ends today or ends soon. I think that was kind of propping up the price during these mini drop-offs we've seen in the market as people are trading to try to win. I think they're giving away iPhone 10Xs and 33,000 BNB to the top traders or something like that. I think that as a final trade for your volume, maybe some individuals will dump BNB to get that last final trade volume and hopefully win themselves a new phone. We'll see what happens. But I think that volume and that trading competition has kept BNB afloat here and what's led to this mini rally that we've had over the past week or so.
I'm going to take the chart. Johnny's mentioning the VIX. I mean, the VIX moves opposite of the stocks. So this is a hourly Dow Jones Industrial Average. So, you know, I think we're going to have a test back down there where the VIX would get excited here. It would come down and check this previous low at 21,750. But I think the VIX would be better trade if we end up getting this sell-off. Maybe, this might be out 3 or 4 months. So I don't think the VIX is going to get really ran for until we have a further correction out a few more months. And then this is a 5-minute Bitcoin USD. This is why the technometer is oversold and why we're getting the bullish divergences, because down here is volume. So you can see that this was a volume on the rally off the lows, and then we've had just horrendous sell volume coming in again, while price is really held in kind of an ABC correction here. So again, I think this low is good. You can key off that. If this low gives away, then there's going to be another round of selling, I think. But for right now, I think still that could have been a sideways correction and we're headed higher.
Wonderful Brick says XRP and ADA are on sale. There you go.
What up, Hilton?
Somebody wants you to look at the basic attention token chart if you can. BAT, if possible. Patrick Rooney says, if you do $100 a week, dollar cost averaging, I assume, because that's a great thing to do, what percentage BTC, LTC, ETH, or anything else? Now, I think the anything else part is hard to really decide on, but what percentage would you say if you just said BTC, LTC, and ETH, if you put $100 every week?
I do 40, 20, 20. 40 Bitcoin, 20 ETH, and Lite.
There you go. I would probably be somewhere around there as well. Obviously, I just said that, oh, why would you say that, Nick, if you think ETH's going to outperform Litecoin? Well, because I said it's going to outperform Litecoin in the short term leading into this fork. So if you're doing dollar cost averaging, then the short term price appreciation doesn't really matter. It really shouldn't come into play.
There's a BAT chart, which has not had a good November, December, after a really good
40,
October
30, 30.
there. So what's that?
40, 30, 30. You said 40, 20, 20.
Right. That'd make more sense. BAT, I don't have much to say there. That one's been underperformer here, so I'd be long at short term, keying off the lows I just mentioned, but that chart doesn't look very good at the moment. That's about all I've got here.
Johnny M. Cool says, EOS is too expensive, or you poor, can't say that, don't buy. There you go. Hey, Johnny M. Cool, if you're in the Discord, you know I said I've been waiting for 6,300 sats on EOS for weeks and weeks and weeks now. And if you go to Binance, what is it to the sat, Todd? It is 6,300 to the sat. So finally got that order filled, and I know some people in the Discord did as well. I've even mentioned that price target here on the show a couple weeks ago as well. Patience pays off in the crypto market and really in any investment field.
Show me
the
the money.
technical analysis and you believe in what you're doing there, then stick to it. Don't go FOMOing. Don't go FUDing. Stick to what you're doing. Keep accumulating. Keep generating passive income, and you'll be paid well in the next year, 2, 3 years from now.
Shout out to Patrick Rooney.
Whoa, Patrick Rooney. The $5 super chat, I guess that was pertaining to your dollar cost averaging. If you need further information, you join our Patreon or just message me on Twitter. I can help you out a little bit. Of course, it's harder to give you any financial advice. This is all entertainment, and I do not know your specific portfolio makeup, so that's why it's harder to give percentages.
I had to time out Jay Way. He's throwing too many coins out there.
Whoa.
I don't got enough money.
Too many coins, Jay Way. Slow it down, my friend. Slow it down.
I don't know who DaVinci J15 is or whoever he's mentioning, so must be a YouTuber.
Jenny M. Cool says, I don't trade for sats, though. That is so 2018. Todd's not a big fan of trading against Bitcoin pairs either.
Nope.
But during this recent bear market, that's where I've been filling the gaps, doing a lot of sat trading for some of these projects that I've been following. We got Anum Noki project saying XRP is the NWO coin. There you go. What you got, Todd? I really don't have any more news for you guys. If you guys have any fundamental questions, throw them out there. If you have any technical analysis questions, throw them out there. If you have any shooting the shit questions, throw it out there. And I guess now is a good time to do a community poll. Do we think, with Bitcoin currently at $3,700, do we think Bitcoin is going to hit $3,000 or $4,000 first? 3K or 4K? So far, I think the community has been wrong the past two polls. Let's see if that continues. At this pace, guys, you guys are about just as good as the CNBC Fast Money as far as a counter indicator is concerned. So let's turn that around. Do you think we're heading to 3K Bitcoin or 4K Bitcoin first? Throw it in the chat box. Let us know what you think. Somebody wants to know if you have a DGB chart or a DNT chart. Shout out Leo Money and Wonderful Bricks. We got a 3K. We got a 4K, 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 3K, 3K, 4K. And then, of course, we got Mike saying 2.8K and Johnny I'm Cool saying 2.1. You guys must not have done very well in school. You got to follow the instructions, my friends. You got to follow the instructions. Overall, though, it looks like we have more bulls than bears. Heading to 4K is what the community says. Like I said, the community has been wrong the past 2 times. But I'm kind of leaning that way as well. If BTC can remain constructive here over the next few hours, and that really was the ending 5th wave by Elliott Wave, then we definitely could have a 4,000 price target here on the chart here.
I think we could go up and do a 43, 4,400. Then we're going to have to reevaluate.
There you go. And remember, guys, we've been keying off this 3440 level for Bitcoin for a long time. It checked that and bounced right off that over this dip over the weekend. That is really the key for bullishness. We need to remain over that price point. If that price point gives way, we have the 2.8K to 3K price target. As you do know, the last low was $3,124 on Coinbase. We had a price target of $3,000 to $3,200 when that occurred. Hopefully, you guys saw the charts the same way we did and bought in on what was so far the lows of this market cycle.
I got a DNT chart. Again, there's not much to talk about some of these. I mean, this has been a little weaker. Too near the lows. Has turned out the last 24 hours. So I'd be long things like this with the stop at the previous low or right above it. But again, I'd rather be in stronger coins, not weaker. I'd rather be in Litecoin, Ethereum, or some of these smaller coins that are leading the charge out of here. And I don't really follow many of those to speak of.
Bart says, I have documents where XRP is going to be partnered with Uber, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, and a bunch of other companies. Well, that is interesting, Bart. I don't know how you'd have those documents, but if that is true, obviously...
You'd want to be long something.
You want to be long XRP.
And where you got those documents?
How much are you charging for those documents, Bart? Send me a DM.
Stronger coins. Wyckoff buys strong coins, sell short weaker ones. So
there you go.
Buy strength.
Buy strength, sell weakness.
Show me the money.
Bart comes here to break the news. That's right, Bart. Here's your time, your chance at fame. Break out some documents.
Free.
Send them to me. We'll show them on the show tomorrow live at 6:30 p.m. Central Time.
Probably is bread. Show me the docs. That's all I got. 3650 Bitcoin. We're getting ready to blow to new.
Let's look at Cardano ADA real quick for Crypto 777. I'm interested in that as well. If you've been listening to Charles Hoskinson recently, he's saying that they've been really making some headway on the delegation process, which means that proof of stake will be coming soon to Cardano. Rumors is that you need 10,000 Cardano ADA for minimum staking requirements. So obviously, I've been saying that you probably should be accumulating that. And off the lows, that thing is much higher.
See, that's more of an Ethereum chart, so I would take that one. I would jump on that. I'd buy that here, trail the stop back here at these lows. And I'd just probably keep buying it. So that one looks all right. Somebody mentioned IOTA. Spring in an uptrend. That's what some of these things have done as well. So same thing there. Doesn't look too bad. I think this is probably all accumulation here over the last 3 weeks or so on some of these coins. So
there we go. And Leo Money says the alt sales are coming. I think you had a good opportunity here off this recent sell-off to get in some projects that I've been waiting for some price levels on. And I took advantage of some of those. We got Dustin saying, what's on your shirt? Bunnies? No, these are... if you watch Pokemon, that's actually Squirtle right there. Squirtle, the water Pokemon. He knows what's up.
You wore that to work?
Yeah, I do what I want now.
They haven't fired you?
They got my company got bought out, and you know what? I'm at the point where I just don't care. I go in, they have no leverage.
We might want to blur that out.
There's 5 people in my department. I get my work done, but I'm going to wear what I want to wear and be a little comfortable. They can deal with it. And if they don't deal with it, well, that just means full-time crypto, and I know that's what you guys want anyways.
Full-time crypto.
Crypto Hunter said, Nick, I thought DGB was going to be a stake coin also. I did have that interview with Josiah Spackman pertaining to possibly adding proof of stake as a 6 algorithm on DGB. They do run a 5 algorithm proof of work consensus right now. That had like 7K views on it. A lot of people were interested in that, especially with the bear market, etc. And maybe adding a DGB as another hybrid cryptocurrency, which can combat the effects of 51% attacks. So far, they haven't implemented that. Instead, they've been focusing on development on Digi Assets, which is going to be a protocol layer on the Digibyte blockchain, similar to that of Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Neo, and others, as well as they've been working on Digi ID, which is getting Digibyte into the security sector and kind of be a replacement to the two-factor authentication that we all use for all of our exchanges. You might start to see Digi ID popping up for various websites, exchanges, etc. I like Digibyte. I know we don't talk about it all that much. That's because I have done multiple interviews with them. I always say if you have spare change, that's what I buy, Digibyte. Like if I go to BitTorrent and I'm making a few trades and, I got a little bit of Bitcoin dust left, I'm going to go bag up another 100, 200, 300 Digibyte, seeing as they're only like a penny a piece right now. So can't really go wrong with that.
Bart Simpson says he has the images. He's ready to upload
9 images. Bart.
9 images. Yeah, just email those to us.
Look here on the over here. Bottom left right here, you got both our Twitters. You DM me, Bart. If these images are valid,
we'll
number one, it's going to be a really good story. We're going to make a live video, record a video. We're going to give you a shout out, and maybe I'll even throw you in some XRP, because if those are real, those are going to go to the moon anyways. So you might as well take those while you can.
Right.
Brandon Fuller said, did you guys do XRP TA? Did you do that earlier?
I'm checking on that. Just give me
He's checking on it right now. We've had a couple decent trades on XRP. It's been kind of silent lately. We haven't been doing too much on it. Somebody wants to know about IOTA. I know we just looked at the technical analysis on IOTA. Fundamentally, I'm not very interested in their Tangle project. I have not seen them produce anything that has my interest, quite frankly, and I would have my funds elsewhere.
I'm still having some data entry problems on the daily chart. Can't help you on that at the moment. Average return for private client group. I can't really give average private returns for that.
Show me the money.
Do it.
There you go, Michael Barker. If you have more information.
Basically, the average returns of somewhat Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, because I still hold the big names mostly.
If you want more information, check out cryptopcg.com or the PCG tab on learncrypto.io, or you can just hit up Todd and discuss with what he does. You still have full access. He uses trading APIs, meaning he only can buy and sell. You have full access as well to buy and sell, add more funds, withdraw funds, whatever it may be. And everything is billed after the fact, meaning if you're not happy with the service Todd provides, then you don't have to pay for that given quarter.
On XRP, I'm not really getting any help on XRP charts, so can't help you on that at the moment. And I've got the developers working on something with the 96 exchanges, so I think with what I've been telling them to do, I've got some issues on the daily chart. 5 minutes are fine. And I think here for private client group, I'm still looking for much higher prices, so I'm trying to be long here. When I get the software totally where I want it, I'll trade a little bit more. But what's Jay Way saying?
Who knows? Derek LaFole, he's talking about Da Vinci and some coins that he likes, so shout out. Thanks for sharing that information. Derek LaFolt says, did I miss TRX TA? Did you go over TRX yet? Take a look at it. Give him at least some support ranges. We said we like to trade it, so let's give him some price targets. Thanks for tuning in, Derek. Make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. And if you tune in more often, you guys will get some wrenches as well.
The same thing on TRX. I think the lows we just made here at the 21,000 is a good low. You could key off that. I hate to buy right here, right now, but that's been a stronger coin, so I would chase stronger coins.
That's about all I got, man. I didn't realize it's already 7:34. Whoa. Click on that XRP chart before we head out of here.
And that's more of somewhat a Bitcoin-looking chart. I think this is an uptrend. You could call this a spring and an uptrend. So, again, I'd key off the 32 level, and I'd buy that one right here.
So when you say key off, you mean if you buy now, they'll have a stop there?
I mean, if you're short-term trading, yeah, I mean, I don't, or if you're taking over abundance of risk, I mean, I think you can key off this low for a short-term trade. If you're here trying to get invested for the next 3 to 5 years, I'd just buy that here and no stop. So I think it's, you know, it's all about your risk reward and your objectives. I don't think anybody really here should be trading short-term for real. I think you need to be figuring out what coins you want to own and get on them.
There you go. The bottom may just be near, my friends. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And thanks for tuning in, as always. Went over some crypto TA, some news, some FA. A little rusty of a show today, but, you know, it is Monday. We haven't gone live in 3 or 4 days now. The subscriber count keeps going up, so we really appreciate that. And that means we're doing something right. Shout out to our Patrons. We'll see you over in Discord tonight. And shout out to all of our students over at Learn Crypto. If you have any questions pertaining to the Wyckoff and cryptocurrency trading course, you know where to find us. We'll be back live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So make sure to stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto. Peace.
Peace out.
I'm rich,
Stay
bitch!
positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.